Observations are the reports made individually for each child, addressing their specific needs. This is the response to the goals that we previously set, and the number of observations made per month depends on the requirements of each childcare. However, at a minimum, one observation should be done each month. How do we do it in Wellbe? We start by creating. We look for the date on which the observation was made. We search for the child's name in our database. If we don't have it, we add it. Then we write down the goal and a description. In this case, the goal I set is to support fine and gross motor development in the child, so the description should be related to this goal. Personally, I like to write about how the child started the activity, how they behaved during the activity, and how they finished it. For example, I wrote that Logan showed motivation in engaging with an activity where he learned to recognize the letter. Then I wrote that Logan picked up a brush to write perfectly on the corresponding letter, R. The goal is addressed in this part, as we're talking about using a brush, which relates to the development of fine motor skills. The last part is how Logan completed the activity. Once all the information is ready, we click Submit and wait a few seconds while the report is generated. Remember, the observations must follow a cycle stipulated by the Australian government. This starts with a brief observation we make in order to create the goals. Once the goals are created, we conduct an extended observation on how the child is behaving in relation to what we've set, and to this description, we add an analysis and follow-up. Wellbe is going to assist me with each of these points to ensure we complete the cycle without much difficulty and without taking up too much time. We wait a few seconds while the report is generated. As you can see, the observation, which includes the description and analysis, is already there. The analysis will show me several options. I'll choose the ones that align best with my observation and what I've set. In this case, I'd go with the first one because it addresses motor skills. I might also consider the last one, which corresponds to the follow-up activity we're going to do for this same observation. If you like the activity that Wellbe suggests, you can leave it as is. If not, you can edit it using the Edit button. Here, it will provide us with options that align with this observation. You don't need to copy and paste them all, but it gives you an idea of the options you can choose from. Look for the ones that you like and that best suit your needs. Finally, it will provide a brief summary of why these outcomes align with the description you provided. The last step is to copy and paste it into the formats that each childcare facility uses or into the platforms they have for this type of activity documentation.